Hello, everyone. It's Streaker again, back with another Apush Podcast. I'm a little bit tired today, but today we're going to be talking about a couple things. Legacies of the American Revolution. So, there were a lot of problems with the American Revolution when it began. The stable government, maintaining order, and defining the sort of role that the country was going to take in the world. Like, how are we going to manage our foreign policy? All of these things were debates because the Union wasn't established yet. They hadn't developed a system that worked. George Washington was elected as the first president of the United States because everyone sort of agreed that all right, this guy should be president, but he set a couple precedents. He advanced a cabinet which was consisted of Thomas Jefferson and a couple of other people, and he said you will have a two-term presidency where each term is 4 years. Okay, Washington created a Bill of Rights. This is the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. Basically, granted some individual freedoms, but freedom of speech, religion, freedom of arms, freedom of press, and sort of excessive. They want to prevent excessive governmental power on the people. It sort of addressed concern from the anti-federalists who didn't like the fact that a really strong central government would eventually could be able to sort of not allow citizens to for their civil liberties. Hamilton beat Jefferson and eventually was able to implement a national bank and basically tried to make the government back manufacturing and trade. And he tried to make like the country a robust economy. So he needed to raise some money to do these things, right? Money is one of the biggest things that's important. How do you do this? Excise taxes, customs duties, which weren't very popular. The excise taxes on distilling led to the Whiskey Rebellion, where farmers in Pennsylvania protested the tax, but this forced Washington to send the federal troops, and it sort of settled down after that. They didn't really want a true fight with the federal troops. They weren't prepared for that, nor could they have done so. Um, Hamilton bought Jefferson about the National Bank, and he didn't like the fact that there would be too much power in the hands of the federal government. But Washington sided with Hamilton and created the first bank of the United States. The Whiskey Rebellion, we talked about that. The emergence of political parties with the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans. Democratic Republicans favored states' rights and the interests of the farmers. Federalists wanted a strong central government. They wanted to favor industry, manufacturing. Yes, in the French Revolution, Thomas Paine, in fact, is kind of funny. Thomas Paine was involved in both the French Revolution and the American Revolution. In the French Revolution, basically, they supported the French Revolution initially, but they really didn't like the fact of the violence. They didn't like how far it was going to go. The U.S. government didn't know whether to support the France or to remain neutral. Part of the American Revolution was the fact that, sorry, part of the American Revolution was the fact that they just wanted to avoid the sort of jibber jabber. They just wanted to avoid the sort of the chaos that came with the French Revolution, for example. Washington basically issued the Neutrality Proclamation, said, "Hey, we gonna keep neutral. We ain't gonna do nothing like that." He wanted to sort of have uh, isolationism that was echoed in the Monroe Doctrine later on in the Americas. Okay, what else? What else? What else? There's some more tension with Britain. Issues like basically like they were like causing problems for American sailors, and British still supported the Native American resistance to the West, and they didn't support the Spanish though, but that's a little bit different. But they sort of made Britain not like Americans not like Britain. There was also a some there's some treaty there's some treaty between the America and the British colonies called Jay's Treaty. No, John's Treaty. John's Treaty. I think no Jay's Treaty. And this was sort of to resolve the lingering issues from the Revolutionary War. Washington just basically just like gave like a little bit of farewell speech after he left his political office of the executive power of the president of the United States, and he basically said he just basically said be pragmatic, steer clear, and be isolationist. And these were basically just set the foreign policy in many years. John Adams became the second president, Federalist, and he inherited a lot of the problems from the conflict with France. And under Adams, the U.S. became sort of was in the French the war against the French. the U.S. Navy basically fought these French privateers, but sort of escalated into war. Despite the pressure from like a lot of people wanted to go to war with France, Adams sort of pursued diplomacy and negotiated peace, prevented a little bit war. Federalists didn't want any threats to the government, especially the Alien and Sedition Acts, which actually the Alien and Sedition Acts, the funny thing about them is that the following. They've been used in modern day to sort of justify mass deportations. So, and another thing, the Virginia, Madison, and Kentucky Jefferson resolutions, uh, yo, um, so that's pretty fun. Yo, I can't check. Uh, yo, I can't check comments, bro. Okay. 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 I can't check for some reason. So wait, actually, one sec. And then also something else important is that the Federalists were sort of divided against the Democratic Republicans. Uh, Democratic Republicans low key. Some of them were like low key ops, bro, because they were hella against like a lot of the stuff the um Federalists again they wanted to sort of just keep the central government very weak. But the Federalists, on the other hand, wanted a really strong central government to um, sort of just make sure that they could maintain order uh, in the country, and they wanted to they were really like focusing on but the Federalists on the other hand they were really focusing on yo what's up guys what's up Raj, yeah I remember you bro, it took me a second bro. Yeah, we gotta yo shout out Raj, shout out Varian, shout out Arnav, shout out everyone bro. Yeah, shout out Nihar. Yeah, bro, I remember all you guys. Bro, Mr. Vetter remembers me, bro. I didn't think he would remember me at all. Yeah, I remember you too. Hamilton's okay. Low key. Kind of made this is like due at 11:59, so I'm doing it kind of last minute to be honest. But and shout out Adit. Bro, I saw Adit at the the like the SAT. I saw him at the SAT thing. Uh, yeah, Hamilton's pretty chill. Oh, are you talking about Alexander Hamilton? Oh, uh, he's a pretty cool guy. I like the Federalist. The National Bank, especially, was very important to be sure. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, to add on to the last part of the podcast, what the most important thing I learned, the most surprising thing was the surprising conflict between the Federalist and the anti-Federalists or the Democratic Republicans, especially when they had conflict over the sort of policies who they were focused on. Democratic Republicans were most focused on uh, the agrarian societies, while the Federalists were focused on really wanted to pump in manufacturing and industry. And then, uh, oh yeah, how does this apply to my life? Um, I think it's sort of George Washington's policy of isolationism. He didn't want to He wants to sort of be pragmatic and didn't want to form too many long-term alliances, as you can see in his farewell address. I think that's like really important in life too. You should pick your friends like really carefully and should be kind of careful. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Uh, all right. Oh, what's up? Oh, oh wait, my phone number. Here, I'll type in the chat. Well, I changed my phone number because like, well, I'm not leaving because I just needed to submit this like assignment. Bro, we didn't watch the musical, but we watched like the some of the songs. Bro, it's been so long, bro. Legitimately, bro. I remember when we just started this YouTube channel. It was like both of us were like teaming up together, like me and Raj. I think you're still like an editor on my channel, bro. I remember we both like were gonna make videos, and then like after a bit. All right, I'm gonna end stream and I'm just join the call.